Good morning, you legends. What's going on? We're back with more experiments about the worm farms. Let me just set up this other camera. So this one's a bit of an interesting one. I didn't plan to do this. In the comment section, someone mentioned that they have put cotton and denim in their worm farms. So that's what we're doing. We're gonna try cotton and denim. Denim. Honestly, these stands, such a pain. There you go, there's your audio clip. You know what I mean? Like that. Like that. I've loved the shit out of this shirt. And yeah, as much as I find it really comfortable, it's really just starting to tear apart. I think it's time to retire it. So there's one that's going to be retired, and here's another one. Similar vibe. It's just falling apart, and as much as I love it, it's done. It's over. This is a Carhartt shirt. I bought this a million years ago. Extra large. Here we go. 100% cotton. So that's just pure cotton. Let's just have a look at this one. Making sure it is cotton. 100% cotton. All right, we're in business. Let's see if they eat cotton. Let's open this one up first. Right, as per normal, we just want to see what's going on down there. I don't know what all these were, but it's a good sign. Just going to throw them all out. What did I eat that they could have been? Oh, I think they're like pumpkin, butternut pumpkin. Anyway, look, everything in there is pretty good. Let's get in. Ooh, yeah, wormies, heaps of them. I think I put cocoa coa in this top layer not that long ago. So there's plenty there for them to eat, but they are chopping through it. So this is going to be good. I think what I'm going to do with these shirts is this. I'm going to put half in, like it's going to be like this. So I'm going to layer that up there. And then I'm going to just bury the end. And then also put that one there. Maybe up there, they'll start chomping away and eating stuff. And maybe down here they won't. I don't know. I think we're also going to put some food on top of this as well, because I just anticipate that's what is going to need to happen to get this whole thing moving. But maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I should just leave it and see what they do. Let's figure it out as we do the next one. Over here, come on. Right, there we go, there we go. Let's get this open. Ooh, there's a lot of food in here. Oh, this is great. I'm just gonna mix it all up. Yeah, so there is a lot of food in here. All right, I think we're just gonna half bury. It's a bit dry in here, I'll tell you that much. That's not such a bad thing though. Let's get the pink guy in there. So there's more food with the pink shirt. Should I half bury it as well? You really should have thought this out before I jumped in the deep end here. Let's half bury it. I'm gonna half bury it up this end. Let's move some of that down there. All of this down there. Great. So at least this way, we've got half buried over here and half buried over here. So this one buried down there, buried up there. So we'll see how it all goes. We're not gonna feed them. We're gonna come back and just check out the results over the next couple of weeks. And I'm anticipating, I actually don't think anything's gonna happen. Let's put that out there. I hypothesize not much is gonna happen. But then I think what's gonna happen is over a fair chunk of time, they will eat the cotton t-shirts, but I think we're gonna need to put food on top of it, and then we'll have to dig it out and stuff like that. That's all right. Anyway, done. Legends, we'll check back soon and see how they're going. See ya. We're here to check in on our cotton t-shirts in the worm farms. Let me just sort this out. Let's pull this all back. Ooh, I have been curious to this. So it's been 2 weeks. as you can see, nothing's really happened down here. On this is all the part that was not buried. It's definitely soaked up a lot of moisture, but this is what I really want to check out. Look, I'm not seeing any movement with the cotton t-shirt, none whatsoever. There's worms on it, but I'm not seeing any, I'm not seeing them eat anything. So yeah, that's not really looking very good. I'm gonna leave it in there, of course. I might even feed the worm farms, like put food on top, but for now, let's just leave that as is. Let me just get this camera set up. Oh, I wasn't even filming that. Idiot. I don't know if you know this, but it's my first day. Oh, this one's interesting. We've got a bit of mold going on over here, and it's very dry. So that's interesting. Let's pull this out and have a look. I think you can see, really, there's no difference. Like, there are some holes and stuff in there, but nowhere near what I thought it was going to be. I did think that they were going to eat through this t-shirt, but yeah, they haven't. And that's interesting. I have read online after doing this that they will eat cotton. And the person that posted this said they would eat denim as well, which is interesting because denim is cotton. Like, cotton's organic, you know? So I thought they'd definitely eat it. I don't know. I'm gonna go and get a whole bunch of food scraps and we'll feed on top of it maybe next week. Anyway, that's it. That's a check-in. This is what this is about. Just checking out experiments and seeing what does and doesn't work. And at the moment, the t-shirts aren't really working. They might work, but we'll have to wait. I'll put a whole bunch of food on top and then, you know, we'll come and check back. Legends, see you soon. I cannot believe I forgot to press record. What a peanut. Okay, legends, these are the two worm farms with t-shirts in them. At least I hope they are, and they are good. Great. So as you can see, the t-shirt isn't being eaten. Underneath, a lot of stuff is happening. The t-shirt is not being eaten. Let's have a look at this one over here. Same deal. The t-shirt is not being eaten. So what I thought is we just layer it up with heaps of food and then see what happens with that food. You know what I mean? So over here, I dropped a whole bunch of greengrocer scraps because the box that I had fell apart. So yeah, bit of a shame, but that's all right. So what I'm gonna do, I can get both of those worm farms in if I angle it like that. I'm just gonna load up the bins with a little bit of cardboard and then just heaps of food. Lettuce, just heaps of it. I've done this before where you feed your worm farms just lettuce and the worms love it. By the way, pretty sure a storm's brewing. Like here in Brisbane, Vegas, we had this massive storm that came through and it sort of took everyone by surprise. And because of that, the Bureau of Meteorology is in trouble. Worm farms, done. Check back in a week or two. We'll see how these t-shirts go. I really don't know how they're gonna go. I really hope they go well. Thanks, legends. See you soon. Legends, we're back to check in on our worm farm. We've been doing great, but what I've noticed recently when hanging out in the back here, where I'm usually hanging out every morning, I've noticed that these worm farms are starting to get a bit stanky. We're gonna do something about that, but also check in just to see how the whole thing's going. These, of course, are the ones with the t-shirts in them. Let's have a look. Cool. Worms everywhere. So they've definitely been through a heap of the veggies, which has been great. They've kind of taken it all, well, most of it actually, but still, they're not really making much of a meal out of this t-shirt. Like, the t-shirt is still there, but all the worms are definitely having a really great time. I'm not really sure about this whole t-shirt thing. I think I'm gonna give it another week, and I've not seen any difference in the t-shirt whatsoever. They've eaten all the food, they're just not eating the t-shirts. The reason we're here is to dust everything down with a little bit of crushed eggshells. The reason we're doing this is because the worm farms are starting to stink a little bit. They're starting to stink a little bit because I overfed them. I don't necessarily think it's this worm farm, it's some of the other ones, but I overfed them a bit, and because of that, they get a bit stinky. That's completely normal and completely natural, but to counteract that stinkiness, we use crushed eggshells because it really helps in the decomposition process. Cool, let's have a look at this one. We're gonna have to move quick because I can see the sun is moving and it's starting to hit that camera. So before that camera gets weird, let's keep going over here. Same deal. Looks very much like the other one. A couple of little sprouts here and there. So they've eaten pretty much everything and they're into these egg cartons. And there's heaps of worms on the shirt, but again, the shirt isn't really getting eaten. It's soaking up heaps of moisture, but it's just not getting eaten. It's a little bit stinky, but not too bad. I think the stink is actually coming from the other worm farms. Anyway, let's cover those up. And that's good. That's all we wanted to do, just check in. I'm not sure about these t-shirt things. We're just gonna give it another week or two. Maybe we have to try denim as well, because I remember we were talking about denim. But let's give another week, maybe two, and then I'm gonna call it, because I'm just not seeing them eat these t-shirts. Thanks, Legends. See you real soon. What's up, Legends? We're back. Let's check them out. Just let me set up this camera and we can jump right into it. Okay, and go. All right, t-shirts. Now here's the thing with this one. I just had a little bit of a peek before. Let me get all this stuff out. I believe that this is, they're starting to eat it. Check that out. Yo. Well, I stand corrected. They're eating it. Here I am thinking the whole time, this isn't gonna work. And hey, it's working. Isn't that great? Clearly, it's pretty wet down in here. It's pretty wet and soggy. That's just gonna be from all of the fruits and veggies. And like, if you remember, we loaded this up with like lettuce and watermelon, and then we had to hit it down with crushed eggshells. But hey, how good's that? Cool. All right, well, this has sort of changed the game a little bit because now we're just gonna leave it alone. And I've just ripped that off. Let's have a look at how, yeah, cool. So it's definitely decomposing. Look, whether it's the worms eating it or whether it's the decomposition, but decomposition doesn't look like that. Like that, that's been chomped away by something. So yeah, how great is that? There's still a little bit of food, like there's a little bit of pumpkin-y sweet potato something, but that's cool. How good's that? I think we might have some cardboard. I didn't expect this, so let me go get some cardboard. Oh, the sun's just come out, so I'm hoping that this camera is going to be okay. I really need to invest in one of those Ryobi box cutting tools because I've got so much paper. But this will have to do just for a while. Just going to put this in here because the worms love cardboard and it's the brown waste. So just give them something else to eat. We will load this up. I don't know, I might give it another week or two. I kind of already thought that this was gonna end. I was expecting today was gonna be like, nah, it's over. Let's call it. But here we are. So I'm gonna give it another week or two. I'll get a whole bunch of food as well, ready to feed them for the next time that we check in. And I reckon there's every chance that this t-shirt's gonna be gone. And let's put that, so the covering's nearly done anyway. Here's some old cardboard. I'm really worried, yeah, that's gonna be in the sun. We might have to move that camera. That'll do. We've got the view down here. Okay, so I'm gonna cover that up. The whole idea of putting all this cardboard like this is to simulate the forest floor. That's gonna get the worms to eat. So hopefully they'll be able to eat that t-shirt. Let's check this one out. I was gonna say it's gone, but it's not. It's still there. It's just a gray shirt. And they've ripped through this covering. That's what they do. So they're hungry. All right, let's get it out. Whoa. Whoa. This one's done. Look at that. Completely smashed. Completely smashed up. And again, it's pretty wet and soggy in here. Oh, there's the tag. Great. Yeah, so pretty wet and soggy in here just because of all of those fruits and veggies, but the worms are loving it, which is great. So yeah, okay. We're just gonna leave that in there again and give it another week or two. Like the other one, I'll come back and feed this when we check in on it next time. It's gonna put some cardboard in there so the worms can eat that. The cardboard's also gonna go well, soaking up all that excess moisture. Because again, it's pretty wet in there. But honestly, I feel as though I need to apologize to, I can't remember the user who told me to cotton and they just eat it all. I mean, I stand corrected. This has actually made me really interested in trying out denim. Where am I gonna get denim from? I might have some old denim things. Is that not recording? Oh my God, I didn't record that. Wait, was I recording? Let me have a look. I was recording. Cool. All right, give me another week or two. We'll come back, see how the shirts are going. I'm very surprised, pretty happy about that. Maybe we will try denim. I'm not sure where to get it. I might have an old pair of jeans or something like that. I don't know, I'll figure it out. I'll see you in a week or two. We're back. Let me just set this camera up. Sun's coming in, so I've got to be quick. I'm realizing I usually set up a bit further back. Whatever, we're here now. All right, t-shirts. Let's check out these t-shirt worm farms. Record. Oh, that was interesting. Didn't mean that. Let's go. First one. So we covered it up with some cardboard. So it's been about a week and a half since we checked in last, and I'm not seeing any traces of a t-shirt. Let me hunt around because I won't know which one, won't know which t-shirt. Oh, hang on, there's a little bit of material there. Holy moly, that's all the material I can find so far. So this was the grey t-shirt. Look at all that. Cool. Let's see if we can find some other bits. Oh, here we go. Yeah, right. Cool. Look at that. Oh, there's the tag. There you go. So this is what worms do. Like, clearly the tag isn't cotton, and maybe this thread, whatever this is, I guess this is the collar. Oh, here it all comes. There we go. There we go. So whatever this is, this might be elastic or something like that, or it's just cotton thread. I guess that's what the t-shirt looks like. But what I was going to say, have you noticed how the rest of the t-shirt's gone, but the tag is still intact? So shout out to Carhartt. I went through a period where I was wearing heaps of Carhartt stuff years ago. I loved it. So worms eat t-shirts. Worms eat cotton, I should say. So yeah, like this is 100% cotton. I don't know if you can see that down on the label, 100% cotton, except for the label. I don't know, but yeah, great. How's that? Okay, let's check out over here. Let's check this one. Wait for the camera to focus. Let's go. I'm assuming this is going to be the pinkish reddish colored t-shirt. It is, because I can see it right there. Let me just get rid of all of this cardboard. Cool. So yeah, like same sort of deal, you know? They're eating it. And similar to the other one, the cotton thread. And the tag. I don't know who made this one. I think this is just a generic, I think this was Billabong or something like that, maybe Rip Curl. But anyway, I thought that they would have eaten it a bit more, but they're definitely getting through it. They're definitely getting through it. So hey, isn't that interesting? I mean, I stand corrected. Here I am thinking that the worms are not going to eat this t-shirt, but we've been at it for about 6 weeks now, and they're eating the t-shirt. Great. Okay, I'm going to put everything back, but I've got some food scraps to feed them, and we're going to call this one a day. Look at that. Amazing. I did think this was going to be eaten a bit more, but you know, I think we can definitely say it's being eaten. Okay, I'm just going to dump in these food scraps. I think that sun's getting in. Yeah, it is. Okay, let's move over here. This is pretty incredible. Look at all that mold. That's just from rice. Ooh. Goo. Just got some old food scraps here. Plenty of them, plenty of stuff for them to eat. And then some cos lettuce heads that never made it. And last but not least, I'm gonna dust it down with some crushed eggshells, just any moldy bits, just to balance out the pH. That should be enough. We'll probably have to come back here and do it again, especially this lettuce, but we'll have to wait and see what happens with it. Cool, that'll do. T-shirt, cotton, they can eat it. There you go. Let's put it all back. So I stand corrected. Here I am thinking that they weren't gonna eat it, but yeah, it's kind of one of those things similar to plants. Sometimes you just need to leave things alone and just let it do its thing. And when we left this alone and let it do its thing, it did its thing. Who'd have known? Well, the person that commented that they feed their worm farms old clothes knew. I didn't know. That's it for this experiment. Thanks for joining along. Now you don't have to go and figure out whether your worms are going to eat cotton, because we already know they do. I would like to do this with denim, but yeah, I'm gonna have to find an old pair of jeans that no one wants or something like that. But if it's all cotton, it's gonna be the same. Just denim might take longer to break down, I guess. Anyway, done, sorted. T-shirts, thank you, legends. I think the next one up might be tomatoes. I got a whole bunch of tomatoes. So I've loaded up the worm farms. And in fact, I'm gonna put this away and then get those ones out. So yeah, keep your eye out for that video. You guys are legends, thanks so much. See you on Patreon and all the other social media platforms. Give me a like and sub if you made it this far. I'll see you later. Switch that one off. Let's get these back. Let's get those other ones out.